The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to episode 84 of Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and heavy metal. What are we doing today?
I don't know.
Oh.
Chit chat, catch up, chit chat, bollocks.
I am Adam, and as always, I am joined by Simon. How are you doing, my man?
Hello, good day to you, my man. Yeah, I'm good. Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm very well. I think it's cold. Very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You look very. He looks snuggled up right now, people. Though he looks like he's in a pizza. What's it called?
It's an Udi.
A pizza Udi. He looks like he's got about 3 layers on underneath that as well. So he must be very warm.
Work stuff. Yes.
I'm just in
cold.
a t-shirt. So yeah.
Wish I could afford heating.
Yeah, I'm going to say to Vicky, can we turn this heating off, please? It's fucking burning through money here.
Yeah, I know, it's been very cold recently, hasn't it? I have to, as soon as I come home, I've got to take my shorts off to put some trousers on.
That's right, people. You heard it right. Adam's still rocking the shorts. When we're nearly into December, he's still rocking the shorts. Honestly, I can't believe that, man. I cannot believe that. I saw a guy the other day in the shop with shorts on. I thought he was a madman. I thought I was going to have to report him to the police, or I don't know who I had to tell. Like this man, can you see this man? He is in shorts. Do something about it. But apparently there are other people out there like that. So
yeah, well, yeah. I'm a postman. It's the law.
It's the law.
Report me to the police if I wasn't wearing shorts. Yeah, no, I haven't worn trousers at work for many, many years.
Wow.
A long time.
That's surprising. But yeah, you wouldn't catch me in shorts anyway. I'm freezing. No, thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear a story?
Go on.
Should we have some story? I don't know if I've told this on the podcast before. I don't think I have. But we've done so many now, I forget, and I don't want to be repeating myself.
Story time.
Oh no, that's put me off. I feel like I should be all serious now. But yeah, one of the coldest days I've ever had at work. It was when it was like January. It looked quite bright, but it was like foggy. It was misty. Was it a low cloud? But normally that the sun will burn through, doesn't it? You know, after an hour or two, the sun burns through. But it didn't. I was out there all day. Well, not all day. That's an exaggeration. But for about 4 hours, and it did not burn through. So it was just freezing cold, and the air is moist. And we had bikes back then still as well, so cycling, and my hands were frozen.
Freezing, yeah.
So everybody I saw all day, I didn't see many people because nobody wanted to leave their house. But yeah, everybody I saw throughout the day, the first thing they would say to me is, "Oh, it's cold, isn't it? It's cold today, isn't it?" Little old ladies usually. So towards the end of the shift, saw this guy, and I said to him, "Oh, it's cold, isn't it?" And he said, "Put some bloody trousers on then."
A fair comment as well.
It was
a fair comment, yeah.
Yeah. But I liked that guy. It was always quite funny when I spoke to him. But yeah, it was just my natural reaction because everybody said that to me, so I said that to him. And he was like, "Fuck's sake."
I like it.
Good. How are you? How is it going? How's everything going with you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, nice, really good. Like we were talking before, getting some of the band stuff up and going finally, which I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about a little bit, which is exciting. So yeah, lots to come next year, gigs, music, all that sort of stuff. So that's going on nicely in the background. And yeah, the boy's okay. He's good. He had he's 12 weeks today, which has absolutely flown by.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 weeks today. He had some jabs today, bless him. So he's all right. Vicky's just put him down to sleep. So yeah, apart from that, all good. Work's been rubbish. I just hate every second of it. But But
Oh dear, I probably shouldn't laugh there.
it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Your misfortune.
Yeah, it's fine. You can laugh at my misfortune. That's okay.
I feel bad.
No, but apart from that, not really much to report. Just cold. And looking forward to Christmas. Really looking forward to Christmas. As always, just because I like spending time on our family, we're all separated across the country at the moment. So it's nice when we get to spend some extended time together. And it'll be Cody's first Christmas as well. So, it's all going to be good vibes this Christmas.
Yeah, special, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, what about you? What else has been cracking?
Yeah, speaking of gigs, I went to a gig.
You did?
Not the Saturday just gone, but the one before. I went to a gig on my own.
Do you know how I know he went to a gig, people? Because he was absolutely drowning in merch when I saw him last week. That's why.
Yeah. But it's I was thinking about going back and finding a picture. So I went to Story of the Year and Yellow Card in Cardiff. I massively underestimated how far Cardiff was away from my house. Whenever you're looking for jobs or anything here, Cardiff is only 26 miles away. So if you got within 30 miles, Cardiff always shows up for jobs.
Yeah.
So I was like, it can't be that far. And it's about an hour and a half drive still. Because you're going to go all up and round, it's across the water. Mm-hmm. But, it was all right. I drove there and drove back in the one night. I was a bit gutted. So they played 10 songs. They were on stage for about 40 minutes. I don't really remember it already.
Well, it just went so quickly.
Yeah, it just went so quickly. But I got there just as they were starting their first song. They'd just taken to the stage. They might have played 30 seconds, a minute of it. So as soon as I got in there, I was in it already. It would have been nice to get there even just 10 minutes beforehand.
Oh, so you had a little bit of
soak up the atmosphere and everything. Yeah, get myself mentally prepared for it. But it was basically into the pit. I didn't go in the pit. Okay, straight into watching them. So but like I said, it just flew by. I don't remember it much. It's just gone. Not that I don't remember it, but I can't pinpoint any specific bits that. Yeah, it's weird.
It just went so quickly. Yeah. Gigs do go fast. I mean, even download goes fast when you're there, and that's tons of gigs going over and over again. So gigs do certainly fly by, especially ones that you really want to see. Because you're in there, you're enjoying all the songs, and you're like, oh, set over, done.
Yeah,
I hate that.
But so I've loved Story of the Year since their In the Wake of Determination album, which was released in 2005, and I've never seen them. They were one of my bands, actually. I've probably said this a few times again, but the way our first interaction was your post on Reddit saying who would you want to see it download who's never played before, and I know all three of mine were Saliva, Story of the Year, and Halloween, and
there you go.
Not just at download, but I'd never seen any of them either. So I've ticked one of them off.
Yeah, that's good. So how were they?
They were really good. Yeah, so good. It was not that odd, but like I said, they played 10 songs. 5 of them were from the first album, which I like.
Okay.
Page Avenue, I think it's called. I got into them from the second album. Most people that I know of got into them from the first album. That's why they play so many songs from it. And then they dropped off after that. But it's the second one, and then a few others after that are sort of special to me. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with the first album, but so they are still they know that their first album is the one still for everybody.
Really popular. Yeah, okay. But for the people that got into them albums afterwards, it's a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake, you're just playing 5 songs off of the first album. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I hate when bands do that as well. Most of the bands that I love, I do love a mixture of all the albums. Unless it's a celebration of a specific album, I never like a band to play too many tracks from one album. That does annoy me. So I feel you on that one, dude.
But like I said, I still like the first album. It just doesn't have that special place in my heart like it does for most other people.
That's fine.
So I understand it as well. I get it. But it's really good. It was a long night. I had to drive back as well after that. I didn't stay for Yellow Card. I was just in there for 40 minutes watching Story of the Year, went to get some merch and left again.
Oh my God, that's a quick flyby gig, that is.
Yeah, but
I've done that before, in my own ends. I've done that in Camden before, where I've wanted to see the support band, we've gone in, watched the support, and then gone out drinking, not watched the one I know that always annoys people is this was only like 2017 as well, I think 17, 18, when we went to see They Are, Kill Switch, and Parkway Drive, and we left before Parkway. We left one song into Parkway Drive. We were like, bye, no, thank you. I was just here to see Kill Switch and They Are. And I know that would annoy Stu and all those Parkway Drive people, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. So
yeah, I probably would have left before them. Yeah, I don't mind them now. They're all right.
I've never not minded them. I just live. I'm just like, I don't care. I want to go drinking with my buddies. So we've already seen Kill Switch. They're the real headliner. Bye bye.
we did a similar thing, but we missed all of the bands. We got there just as they were all finishing it. It was nobody massive. It was a local gig, but yeah, we used to go and drink around a friend's house, Jacob's, before a gig. We'd go to Sainsbury's, get a crate of 24 Boddingtons, sit in his garden.
Jesus. Okay.
Go and sit and drink them in his garden. But yeah, there was one time we just drank there all night until probably about 10:30, 11, and then we walked into town.
Well, yeah, of course, no one's going to be. The gig's going to be done by that time. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, it was good times. I remember that more than I remember a lot of the other times when we did get to the gig. It's one of those things that don't expect to happen, and so it just sticks with you. It was good.
I like it.
Good times.
Good.
Anyway, speaking of merch, going back a couple of paces.
Oh, baby. Baby. Nice transition, by the way.
Yeah. We have some new merch out. Merch that you cannot buy.
We do.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's very nice. Are you teasing people with this? Merch that you can't buy?
Yeah.
We've got merch, but you can't buy it.
You can obtain it. That's my point.
So
at the point of recording, I sent these T-shirts out to our Patreons. Some of our Patreons. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yesterday morning. So at the point of recording, they haven't seen them yet. They've seen the fronts of them. They've seen a picture of the front, but they don't know what's on the back. And on the back is a picture of it's Dear Download Podfest 23 because it's our what?
Sorry. Every time you say Podfest, you know what it makes me think of. We won't say it, but
yeah. That wasn't. No, I'm not going to say anymore. Well, it's a play on words, isn't it? Podcast. That's the only reason. Podcast, Podfest.
Podfest, yeah.
Yeah, it made sense to me. Anyway, so the back has got Podfest 23 because it's for our Patreons who supported us the most in 2023. And then at the top, you got two, I suppose, headlines. Not headlines. What would you call them? Mine and your names. Stage names.
We are the headliners. Stage names, I guess.
Stage names.
Stage names. So there's an Adam stage and a Simon stage. And he said 2023, but it's really a T-shirt to celebrate the first people that supported us. Because obviously it was the first year we'd done the Patreon, and these were the first people that really got on board and started to support us as a podcast. So it's like us giving back to them, basically. Yeah.
Well, we started the Patreon in, I think it was April 2023. And so underneath either Adam's stage or Simon's stage, we've got it laid out like a festival poster. We've got all of those people's names written underneath, and I found some pretty cool fonts, so it looks like
in different sort of band fonts. So everyone's name looks like they're a band, which is a really cool idea from Adam. Really good.
I do actually have to give Dean Delicado some credit as well, because it was his idea originally. He sort of told me about it ages ago now. And it's something I've wanted to do for ages, but, I've been promising it since before download. Alexander asked me if it would be ready by download, and I was like, no, I don't think so. And it's taken me this long. It's been the bane of my life for probably the last 6 weeks, sorting these T-shirts out. But they're done. And it's for the patrons, like we said, that supported us in 2023. We are going to be doing a T-shirt every year. So come probably mid to late January, I'll start thinking about Patreons from this year and T-shirt designs that we can get done. And these guys aren't paying for them. They've already supported us, already given us a load of money. So you can only get these from being a Patreon.
Yeah. So if you do want a really cool T-shirt, and believe me, when you see these, although the design will be different every year, you're going to want one because they're really, really cool. And it's cool. It's like an exclusive sort of thing that we're giving back to you guys, but also it's our little thank you for you supporting us. And no one else is going to have these T-shirts apart from people that are, part of our Patreon. So that is really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That is very cool. And like we said, we're going to do it every year. Obviously, you probably won't be able to do anything about getting into the 2024's shirts if you haven't been a Patreon for this year. But yeah, we'll work it out exactly the requirements. It's going to be something like you have to be a Patreon at a certain tier for at least 10 months or something like that. 10 months of the year.
We'll work out something.
Yeah.
We'll
We haven't discussed it fully yet, but it helps us. It helps us get the things that we love to get, like the last T-shirts. I need to say something else in a minute as well. But the previous T-shirts that we had was thanks to all of you guys, all the merch that we've been able to buy so far. So yeah, we wanted to give something back that's not just. Because I know we've said about this before, but a lot of people offer early access to episodes and everything. That's something we can't do. We could push back when we release the episodes and let the patrons have it on the Sunday and push it back, but I think that's an asshole thing to do. I hate it when people do that because it's making your product worse for the non-payers. That's what Spotify did. They just made the app worse and worse and worse for the people who don't pay for it. And then by the time it's out to most of the people, the things we say might be outdated. That's why we changed it before as well. We used to we used to record on a Sunday and release it the next Sunday, but some of the stuff we said was a bit outdated. It wasn't newsworthy anymore, so we wanted to shorten that gap of when we released it, and so we can't shorten it anymore. So
everyone, the patrons will get other privileges, but we wanted the product itself, which is the podcast, to go out as quickly as we could possibly get it out. So you're only getting a 3-4 day delay at most when it comes to us getting the podcast out. That's it. So
But I'm glad we were able to talk about that, and because most people should have received their T-shirts by the time this comes out, and I hope you like them, and they are very cool.
And take some pictures of you guys wearing them and send them to us so we can put them on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, because definitely send us some pictures of you guys wearing the shirts and tell us if you like them, if you hate them, whatever. We want some feedback as well because we just want to make stuff better. So if they're rubbish, tell us. We will do better next time. If they're not rubbish and they're good, we will still try to improve on them. Yeah,
awesome. Another thing, actually, that merch-wise that I said a while back, I wanted to get some hoodies in for this winter. It's not happening now. We weren't able to get the hoodies, but I have a solution. If you've got a T-shirt, wear somebody else's hoodie and wear your Dear Download T-shirt over their hoodie.
Yes.
I don't know why people stop doing that. It makes so much more sense. You get cheap hoodies that way.
Yeah, that's true.
We did it so much as kids.
I haven't done that for about 20 years. Wear a T-shirt over a hoodie. Oh my god! Do you know why? Because the hoodie's normally bigger and it stretches the T-shirt. I like my T-shirts quite tight now, but back in the day, it was all about baggy shirts. So your T-shirt fitted over your hoodie. My T-shirts now would be stretched if I put them over my hoodie. I would never ever do that to one of my band T-shirts. Yeah. So maybe that's the difference. But yeah, shit was baggy back in the early 2000s. We liked our shit baggy.
Yeah, it's like it's winter. I've only got 2 hoodies. I can't keep wearing those to the gigs. I know. I've got the unguided hoodie. I can put this T-shirt over this hoodie. Now you wear this one out. I don't know why people stop doing it. It was a good idea.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it will look that good now. I'm sure kids are still doing it. We're just not part of it anymore.
Maybe.
We're only 25. We haven't been at the loop that long, but Or are we 26 yet? I don't know. I can't remember.
No,
we're not.
We're like the Simpsons.
It's going to stay the same age. That's what I like about these high school chicks, man. I get older, they stay the same age. Yeah.
That Quagmire?
No, it's Dazed and Confused. It's probably one of my favourite films of all time. No?
No, I don't know that.
No? All right. Watch the leather, man. None of that?
No.
Okay, you need to watch Dazed and Confused. It's
what are you talking about?
Matthew McConaughey's first movie role, and he is like a cool dude in that film. It's all about teenagers in the 70s and their last few days at high school. It's really good. You should watch it. It's pretty mental.
Who's Matthew McConaughey? that what you said?
All right. Who is he? He's Matthew McConaughey. What do you mean, who is he?
What else does he do?
What else does he do? He's an actor.
I
He
know.
was in Interstellar. He was in Dallas Buyers Club. He's in Wolf of Wall Street. He's on... Why can't I think of any other movies? He's in Dazed and Confused. He's in loads of stuff.
I don't think
you
I've
know
seen...
who Matthew McConaughey is, surely.
I know why I'm thinking of the name.
People, he's actually Googling Matthew McConaughey right now because I'm not sure if he even knows in his brain. Are you not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Turn this up. Why are you not playing? What? Anyway, yeah, it's a self-deception song called Matthew
awesome.
McConaughey. Anyway,
Nice.
whatever. Well, that was a load of faff about nothing. Speaking of that, though, self-deception are playing in February in Bristol.
Hey.
So I'll probably go to it. Might end up
nice.
going on my
Do
own
it.
again.
Do it.
Cool. So what are we doing this episode? Are we doing anything interesting this episode? Are we?
We are, yes, we're going to have a general chit chat about some stuff that's been released, some albums and some tunes that I want to talk about. And we will be announcing our nominees for the 2024 Dear Download Awards.
I might put a crowd in there.
Yeah, should put a crowd in there.
Yeah.
Crowd over me, baby.
I've wanted to do an episode with canned laughter for a long time as well, but I don't know.
That would be
Hilarious.
so annoying.
Hilarious.
No.
Hilarious. No. Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure it would.
Well, edit it then.
Okay.
Anyway, so chit chat. Any news? Anything?
I mean, no news. We've talked about Download a lot, but still very exciting. My brother called me today and we were just chatting about just it in general and who's going to be in the second wave of bands and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we were both like, we're really excited about it because it's a different sort of feeling, isn't it? Like, you know, Green Day, you know, both of us never seen them. Sleep Token, something new and exciting. And finally getting to see Korn headline, we're both really buzzing about it. So we were just having a little chit chat about that today, which was good. But I mean, like, just the whole festival season in general looks really, really good for 25. Like,
it does.
Really exciting. Like, this year wasn't as good as last year for me in just everything. So I do feel like it's 2023 is like here, then 2024 has gone down a little bit, and then I think 2025 might be a grand year because there's so many albums and gigs and tours and all sorts of shit that's all lined up for next year. I think 2025 is going to be a really big year, and I feel like just metal and rock in general feels like it's on the up rather than in a slump. Kind of feels like we're on just that little curve where it's just starting to go up a little bit. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like consciousness, I've seen more people around wearing band t-shirts. I just feel like the metal genre is kind of on the up with, you know, Gojira doing the Olympics and all sorts of stuff. I just feel like it's on an upward trajectory, shall we say. Not that it's been in a downward spiral, but it has been in a slump for quite a long time in the sort of public consciousness. So I kind of feel like we're coming to the end of that now and going to be in a possible up for a few years. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, and do you know what? This is the first time we've talked about this, but I agree with that, actually. Now you've said it. It's not something I've really thought about in depth properly, but it does seem like, I mean, there are plenty of rock and metal bands that are recognised by people in the mainstream now as well. I mean, Linkin Park are back as well, which are one of those bands massively. But Sleep Token, who obviously headlined Download, they had a massive trend on TikTok. So I actually haven't seen what the trend is from TikTok or what sort of not blew them up, but got them recognised by a lot more people. But I mean, so apparently Sleep Token are more recognised by, let's say, normies, I guess.
Yes. Well, I'm going to guess with any trend of band on TikTok, it's going to be girls dancing to it because that's just how all trends on TikTok seem to start. If some girl starts dancing to it and two girls start dancing to it, then everyone starts dancing to it, and then there you go, you've blown up. So it happened with Slipknot a few years ago. Then it went through to Deftones. All the girls were like dancing to Deftones. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it was Sleep Token. Now it's someone else. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's Bring Me for a little while. So yeah, just get people to dance to your stuff. You'll be huge. Should I talk about some stuff?
No. Sticking on what you were saying.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Strangely, a lot of my favourite bands who have been absent or inactive for a long, long time are coming back next year.
There you
which
go.
is odd. Yeah, it's very,
2025, man. It's having some sort of weird effect. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Maybe the world's going to end or something. I don't know. But 2025 is definitely having a weird impact on people.
But
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems like for a long time, going back probably like 10 years ago now, 12 years or something, I was getting into a lot of bands just as they were finishing, just as they were stopping, or, just before they released their last album that they were going to release for a long time. And I just accepted that was the way things were. That's the bands I got into. It was like, okay, I'm not going to see them for a while then, or ever. But the Unguided, so people who see me wearing their shirts, I expect. They haven't put anything out since 2016. I don't think it was the last album. Might have been a bit sooner than that, but they're releasing a new album next year. A band called Blowsight, which I fucking love Blowsight, and they haven't put music out. I don't know when it was, but I want to say it was something like 2012, 2013, and they're all of a sudden getting back together. A band called Deadlock. I think it was Deadlock whose album was 2016, the last one. Hybris, I think it was. I didn't like that one very much, but yeah, they released that album. And then nobody heard from them. They weren't posting on social media or anything like that. And they're getting back together, releasing an album next year.
Wow.
The main one, Raunchy.
Yeah.
10 years ago was their last album, Vices, Visions, Virtues. There was no indication that they were stopping at that point, but they released it and then nothing from them until a few days ago. And it was all of a sudden, it's almost finished. The album's almost finished. We've been in the studio.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Raunchy are back, yeah. Another Swedish band that I absolutely love that are doing the exact same thing is Blindside. Blindside are making new stuff, and they haven't done an album since 2011, I think.
Yeah, I've not heard of them.
So it feels like you never heard of Blindside, really?
No, never heard of them.
Oh, they're a great band. Really good. Their last album, oh fuck, what was it called? With Shivering Hearts We Wait. Was that it? Let's see if I remember it really well. Oh yes, with Shivering Hearts We Wait. Yes,
Yeah.
See, I was right. Blindside 2011. Yeah. Oh man, fantastic. But they're playing some shows and doing some stuff, and everyone's like, "Ooh, okay, Blindside are going to come back." So,
yeah, I'll check them out.
It was in another thing of those bands that you were talking about. Oh yeah, dude, if you love like Raunchy and all that shit, you'll love this band.
Yeah.
You love that band.
Awesome.
But yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple more as well that I can't think of at the minute, but yeah, just so many bands that.
I mean, Oasis being one of the biggest bands.
Oh yeah, of course,
one of the biggest bands of all time, getting back together to play a gig next year, to gigs next year. So
yeah,
again, yeah, it feels like a lot of big tours, big albums are all sort of being pushed towards 2025 as well. So I think that we might be overly spoiled. I wouldn't say that this year has been lack, because a lot of stuff that has come out that I've really, really liked. I won't go through all the stuff that I like this year because I'm doing a episode at the end of the year listing all my favorite albums and shit, and I don't want to ruin that too much, so I'm only running for a few. But there has been a good 10 albums that have come out this year that I've genuinely thought are awesome. So for me, it's been great, but yeah, I'm sure for other people there's been less or possibly more than that, depending on how much music you listen to.
Yeah, there haven't been many albums this year that have taken me by storm, really.
Okay.
I mean, I've liked a lot of music, but there's probably been a few albums that I've liked, but looking through a lot of the albums that have been released this year for something we're doing later. Wait, people know what we're doing. I've probably put it on Discord, but anyway,
people know what we're doing. Yeah.
And they've probably read the description title of the video episode. Looking through a lot of them, I was going through them and going, well, they're playing download. So I wonder if that's another indication of like who's going to be at download. So when we're guessing for 2026, we can just look back through the albums released that year and go,
yeah. That'd be if they haven't already toured that year, it'd probably be a good indication as to if they've released an album, when they're going to tour it.
Yeah, but it's the year before. So I assume a lot of them will release an album, do their own tour the same year, and then do festivals the year after. I mean, that's why I assume that Bring Me might be on download. They were playing they're playing, Rock and Ring and stuff like that as well. But that's why I assumed, because they released it this year, and I thought, they're definitely going to want to
play big, festivals and stuff. But obviously, Download isn't one of them. But
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, there's a lot of festivals that have announced their lineup now, and I think a lot of the smaller ones have got a lot more going on.
do you think?
Yeah. I mean, people have gone crazy for Bloodstock. For me, Slam
Yes.
Dunk looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Slam Dunk has gone off. They've gone for a very Slam Dunk lineup, and everyone has absolutely loved it. Same with
Yeah.
Bloodstock. They've gone with a very Bloodstocky lineup, and it's just pulled everyone out of the water.
Yeah.
And Download has gone with a kind of Download lineup on the undercard. Anyway, it's very Download. So everyone's just gone, we're just going to do us this year and not do anything else. Trees as well. Trees is a very Trees lineup. So it does kind of feel like that with all the festivals. Yeah, you're right.
It makes me think when you're a bigger festival like Download, I think Grass Pop have just announced theirs. Like when you are as big as you can be, you can get almost any band in the world. It's harder to get a lineup that makes people go wow.
That's true.
Where the smaller ones they can book Trivium and people go, fuck, I need to go to that.
It's true. That is probably why. If you would have announced Trivium, Machine Head, and Gojira at Download, you would have been like, oh, that's awesome, but you wouldn't have freaked out.
No.
But literally, legitimately, when they were announced, when I was there at the festival, people were legitimately, and I mean freaking out, as in like people were going insane. They could not believe how good the lineup was from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So you're right. Because they're like, oh my God, these big, huge bands are playing our tiny little fucking festival. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that.
Interesting. I think that was everything I had for this bit. It's been a bit of a longer one. We was a bit of a chit-chat episode, but also a bit of, what am I doing? Why am I doing this again? And people know what it is. We're going to announce the nominations for end of year Dear Download Awards.
Are we doing that now? I wanted to talk about some stuff.
Oh, what stuff? Oh, sorry. I thought. Okay, well, ignore that then.
That wasn't the stuff. That was just the beginning of what I was saying.
Thought that's what you were going to do a minute ago, and then I brought it back. Okay, sorry.
All right, cut that out. Just cut for most of this episode out.
I will. That's fine. Yeah. Don't
All
worry.
right.
Got nothing else to do.
Anyway, yes, let's talk about some things, and then we will move on to our beautiful nominations. So, actually, talking of bands that Adam hasn't seen, being Saliva, that split into two bands. Let's talk about a band that now has two singers.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about 3 Days Grace.
I want to talk to you about them. Yeah, I did want to talk to you about them. Awesome. Tell me.
So yeah, 3 Days Grace released 3 Days Grace. 3 Days Grace times 2.
Yeah,
is what they're called now.
Yeah,
they're not 3 Days Grace anymore. Because obviously, if you're not aware, the original singer Adam left in 2012, and Transit Venus album, not badly, but he was going through some stuff, and the band basically kicked him out. Then we got in Matt, brother of the guitarist of the band, who has been absolutely incredible since. I still think that they've released their best album with him, not even with Adam. And to the surprise of all of the 3 Days Grace fans, they announced that Adam was coming back into the band, but they're not getting rid of Matt. I'm not going to say the new singer because he's been in the band for 10 years. Yeah. They're not going to get rid of Matt. They're not just going to have the old singer and the old singer or the new singer. They're going to have both singers in the band at the same time.
Yeah.
And the single is incredible. Like, me and my brother, who are the biggest 3 Days Grace fans, have just been freaking out at even the thought of this. And now that we know we're going to get an entire album of 3 Days times 2, I mean, it is just what Adam was saying to me today. He literally called me about an hour before we started, and he said, "Do you know what? I really wish Killswitch would have done this." And I was like, "That's such a good idea. Just do Killswitch times 2. Just get Howard and Jesse."
I thought,
why would you? Yeah, but
that's what
they have, but not for a whole album.
Oh, but not okay.
And they've never done a tour with both of them.
Right.
So I'm talking about not just, they've got a couple of songs that they both feature on, but I mean like do a whole album with both and tour with both.
Yeah.
Have Howard singing Jesse songs, Jesse singing Howard songs, both singing songs together. Because the interesting thing about this is it's very cool to hear this song and them singing it, but like, how are they going to sing the old songs live? Is Adam going to sing the Adam songs, Matt sing the Matt songs, or are they going to sing each other's songs? Are they going to sing the songs together? It's like, I don't know, it's just so interesting an idea, and I didn't think it would work, but it really, really does.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you. I ended up watching. So it was huge news for a while, wasn't it? Well, when it happened, it was massive news, and obviously enough to get on my radar. And so I ended up watching the YouTube the video for it. And I was just listening to it and thinking, this is cool. What? This is exactly my kind of music. This is exactly in the Three Doors Down, Breaking Benjamin territory that I love. But I never got into them fully. Like, I mean, I liked some of their songs, but I never threw myself into them head first like I have done with some other bands. So I'm going.
I think we've spoke about that on some occasions, and I'm still baffled to this day why you're not like some giant 3 Days Grace fan.
I'm going to go back and listen to some more, and I probably will be. I do.
Yeah.
I've liked almost everything I've heard. But yeah, so I went listening to it, and it's like it's strange because when you have two singers, it's normally like one singing, one screaming, or two different things, but it's both singing, and it's interesting. But the voices are different enough, and it works, and I really like it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they've got different. Like Matt sounds great singing the Adam stuff live, but he does have a different voice.
Yeah.
So it was just I was standing in the kitchen with Vicky, and we were listening to the song, and I was like, do you know how surreal it is to hear Adam's voice again this long on a 3 Days Grace track? I was just like, my mind is blown. Like, so cool. But yeah, no, I think it works really well. And like I said, I'm even more interested to hear it live. And I have got my absolute fingers crossed that they'll be on the second announcement for Download, because they are touring. So
yeah,
and they have played Download twice now. So I really hope that Download have just snapped this up and gone, oh, do you know what? That's going to get a big crowd, actually.
Yeah.
With both singers. Because they got a big enough crowd with just Matt. So with Adam coming back, I think they might even get a big up. To pack out the second stage is no mean feat at all at Download.
No.
So yeah, I think it'll be a great addition. But that's just a wish list for me. You know, I don't know how many other people would actually like it. But
I think a lot of people would. And even more so now that's happened because, like I said, it was huge news everywhere. So they've sort of popped up on a lot of people's radars probably that haven't listened to them for a long time.
Yeah, that's good. I think the album will be either way be big.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like great, which hopefully it is. I mean, their last album was a bit of a letdown for me, coming off the back of what I think is their best album. So we were a bit disappointed with it. But even if the album isn't that great, I think it will still be a huge album because everyone's going to want to listen to it just to see what it's actually going to sound like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's I'll look at me. If they do get announced for Download, I'll try not to sleep through their set this time.
Fucking hell.
Fucking Anti-Saint and other beers.
Other bears.
Yeah,
cool. That's good. Another one I will talk about quickly because it's only come out on Friday is the new Manson album.
Yeah.
One Assassination Under God Part 1. Yeah. Amazing.
Is it?
It's great. So great. Short. It's the shortest Manson album. It's only 9 songs, but it is a part 1. I have a feeling that a part 2 might not be far off. I would have thought he would have recorded more than 9 songs, if that's the plan. So I have a feeling that you'll get a part 2 probably within a year of this coming out.
Yeah.
But I think the singles have been absolutely stellar. And the album's really good. It's the best he hasn't been bad. I think that We Are Chaos, Pale Emperor, and World Upside Down, the last 3 albums, have all been to a great level. Really good singles, really solid. But this is, it trumps all of them. I don't want to say return to form, because although live he lost his form, I don't think he's ever lost his form on record. But yeah, wow. I was just blown away by it and loved it every second. And it feels like little dips at everything. There's a little bit of Hollywood era on there. There's a tiny little bit of Antichrist Superstar on there. You can hear a little bit of Mechanical Animals, the more sort of dreamy stuff coming through. And then it's just loads of new stuff. But the lyrics and vocals obviously are all about all the stuff that he's gone through with all of the cancel culture stuff, all of the stuff that happened to him coming off drugs. It is wild stuff. It really is quite a true, it feels like an honest depiction of everything that's happened to him so far. So it's definitely the most transparent Marilyn Manson album. Like, he actually feels like he's not just making up stories, he's actually talking about personal issues, which isn't really a thing unless it's metaphorical. on Manson albums.
Yeah.
But he's talking about these things still sometimes metaphorically, but also you can relate those issues to something more direct. So it's definitely the most interesting Manson album there has been for a long, long time. So even if you did like Marilyn Manson, you're not into Manson now, I honestly think you would get a massive kick from this album. But anyway, I won't go on about it too much. I absolutely loved it. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
I've probably listened to it 3 or 4 times since Friday. So yeah, absolutely beautiful stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I was never a big fan of him. I wouldn't be able to pick out the different eras of his stuff. If you say, "Oh, this sounds like when he was only doing meth and sniffing dogs' butts in 2007," I don't know. I don't think I'd enjoy it if I listened. I might put it on, listen to it at some point.
Oh, I think you'd enjoy it. I'm not saying that you would be blown away by it, but I still think you'd stick it on and go, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things that I need that Rebirth live. He's another one that I'm begging to be on that second announcement as one of the big bands, because I just want to see that guy back on a stage at his best, entertaining people as good as he did before he went on a, 10-year fucking spiral live.
Yeah.
Because, we've missed a good decade of good Manson live, and it's a bit of it's terrible to think that he got so bad from being so good. So
yeah, cool. So there's not a lot that I've been listening to recently other than Story of the Year. I've just kind of gone on a binge of like putting everything they've ever done on, mostly because work's been very busy, and I'll struggle to listen to new stuff and hear it properly while I'm working. So I just want to put something on that I'm already familiar with, and just the last probably 2 months, because I knew this gig was coming up, I was like, more Story of the Year. But there is one album that that Kelly got me to listen to recently, actually, on the way to yours the other day, and I'd never heard of them before, but they are playing Download, and it's a band called Nothing More. You heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard, I only know them because In Search of Sun supported them.
Okay.
Once. I didn't like them when I listened to them, but this was probably 17 the last time I checked them out. So
yeah,
quite a while ago.
Well, just similar with the Raven Age, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Raven Age. You said they supported them, you didn't like them, but they've completely changed now.
Yeah, bands can change within that amount of time. So yeah.
But I mean, it might not be your sort of thing anyway. But she put the album on, and it is absolutely incredible. I've only listened to it through once, but everything I heard was really, really good. It's exactly my kind of thing.
Nice.
So yeah, and one band that I'm looking forward to seeing at Download now that I'd never even heard of before. I would definitely worth checking that out for anybody who hasn't. But they've been going for a long time. I'd never heard of them. I think it seems like Nothing More. Oh, hang on. No, yeah, the album Nothing More was probably one of their biggest, and that was 2014.
Yeah, so that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leader in that supported them in, I want to say 2016, 17. So maybe it was the album after.
Yeah, they had an album in 2017.
They were touring on. There you go. That would have been the one.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would check them out. They've got a song with, who was the song with? Which you've actually put in. I put in the singles thing. Not that album, you twat. Oh yeah, no, they've got Eric from I Prevail on one of these songs, and David Draymond on another one.
Oh, there you go.
Which, you know what, I actually preferred a couple of other songs, but that was their biggest song of the year, the one with David Draymond, so I stuck it in the awards, but we could delete it anyway. We might not include it because we've got a lot of singles in that shortlist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's nothing really else I wanted to say here. Was there anything else you want to go into?
Yeah, there's a couple of other things.
Okay.
Not done yet.
Cool.
Fucking hell, you keep cutting me off, man.
Sorry.
I'll run through these quickly. The Killswitch Engage new single, didn't like it that much.
I think I did.
Forever Aligned. It's okay. To be fair, I've only listened to it twice. But it wasn't like when some of the Killswitch singles come out and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. It was good. I'll have to probably sit with it for more time, but I will dig the album. I didn't dig the last album that much, but of course I am a Killswitch fan, so I'll check it out. But yeah, the single was okay. On the other hand, Cradle of Filth's new single, Malignant Perfection, my God, yes, please make the album more like that. like I said, they've been on a run for so long now of good albums. The last 5 have just been just unbelievable. This band just can't do anything wrong. But anyway, it's very Cruelty of the Beast era, a lot more moody, a lot more, I don't know, gothic than the stuff that they'd done on the last album, Existence is Futile, which was much more metal and riff driven. This one's more atmospheric driven, like Cruelty of the Beast days. So yeah, I was very excited by that. The video's awesome as well. And of course they're playing Download. And so I'm all over Cradle of Filth. And I got a really great Cradle of Filth video coming out. I don't know when, but it will be I've done loads of stuff for Download anyway. Cradle of Filth is one of the bands I've concentrated on. And finally, just want to mention Bleeding Through released a single probably 2 months ago now. Dead But So Alive. My God, it's awesome. I cannot wait for their album. They haven't done an album since 2017. So I'm a big Bleeding Through fan, have been since 2004 or whatever. So again, I'm very excited for that. And they both played Damnation Festival, so they go hand in hand. But anyway, that's it. I'm done now. Now you can cut me off.
I was going to stay quiet, but you ruined it. Right,
sorry.
Fucking nominations then. Right, let's get on with it. Don't want to talk to you anymore. Let's get off air.
Okay.
No, I do. Okay, well, so we're going to read out the nominations that we have decided for our end of year Dear Download Awards. Probably would have been helpful if I listened to last year's to remember what we said, because I know they're going to be complaining about this, because we have decided on all the nominations, so there might be a band that you love that we haven't put in, but it's our podcast, bitches. So
I was just going to say.
I had to add that in because I saw Simon shaking his head at me. Don't apologise. Don't apologise.
It's our podcast.
But yes, no.
People probably do complain, but Kerrang pick their own awards. They don't.
Yeah.
You know, they don't go, oh, we're going to put 60 singles in. They whittle it down to 6 singles and then go, you guys vote on them. So we're just doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So don't complain.
But we're trying to be fair. We've picked stuff, like there is stuff on here that I don't like, but we know that you guys like, or we know that people like.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have tried to be as fair as we can with the nominees to say who's doing really well, who's popular, or what's big right now. All that sort of stuff is all included in there. So there will be stuff for everyone, but also we can't include everything.
Yeah.
So if there's stuff missing, it's missing.
Cool. Yep.
But also, this is awesome.
Yeah, cool.
There's nothing negative about it. This is very cool.
So yeah, I'm glad Simon agrees. I mean, it was super late notice to do this. So like things like, just for example, now we'll get through to them. Like I put Earn in for best festival performance. I didn't see them. I know Simon did. I assumed he liked it and would have put them in. So we were trying to guess a little bit as well. So there you are. There's your disclaimer. There's your. But yeah. So exactly what Simon just said. Like we couldn't include everyone and everything. There's some things that I don't like in here, but I know was huge. There's some stuff that neither of us like. I know neither of us like it, but it was big, so we put it in. And how am I going to do this? So we will. I really can't remember last year. Did Stu put it up as a Google
like
thing
a vote
for
system?
people to vote?
He
did, didn't
yeah.
he?
Yeah. But anyway, you'll be able to vote for all of these through our Discord. So you have to join our Discord to be able to vote.
Yeah.
So if you do want to vote and be a part of this, get onto the Discord and then you'll be able to cast your vote.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think I'll do the same as Stu did. I'll put it in a Google. Can't remember what it's called. Google something. I'll find it quite easily. And it doesn't seem too difficult to do. So yeah. So first of all, are we going to go? We have Best Album of 2024. And the nominations are Bruce Dickinson, The Mandrake Project, Sum 41, Heaven X Hell. I don't actually know. I've never said that name of that album.
Heaven and Hell? Heaven times Hell?
Heaven times Hell. Heaven, capital X,
or is it Heaven
Hell.
10, Heaven 10 Hell? Have they got 10 albums?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, that one's in there. I'm sure you'll know what it is. Static X, Project Regeneration Volume 2. Knocked Loose, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. Bring Me the Horizon, Posthuman Next Gen, Nothing More, Carnal, Vola, Friend of a Phantom, or Marilyn Manson, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 1.
It's good stuff in there. That's a good mix.
Yeah.
That's a very good mix. There are some good albums in there. I think that will be a tough. People will be tough picking the winner of that.
Yeah, and I think we had something very controversial last year. We put something in the worst. I can't remember where it was. We put something in the worst album, not best album. Do you remember which one it was?
Didn't we put something in the worst and best? Wasn't it Metallica? Was that 2020?
Was
yeah,
Metallica
was in the best and worst albums because
yeah.
loads of people loved it and loads of people hated it. So we were like, we're just going to put it in both. It didn't get a vote. It probably got a vote, but it didn't win either.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Steel Panther got voted worst album, whatever one they released.
Your
last
memory,
year.
man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Do you want to go through these worst albums?
Yes. So our next category that you guys will be able to vote for is worst album, of course, the reverse of the best. In this one, we have your nominations are Fever 333, Darker White, Seether, The Surface Seems So Far, Mushroom Head, Call the Devil, Falling in Reverse, Ronnie, Skillet, Revolution, and Scene Queen, Hot Singles in Your Area. So, yes, there are some bad albums in there. So, but I would say if any of these, I'm sure you would have heard the best albums. If you haven't heard the worst, I would recommend you listening to them to see which one is the worst, rather than you actually just going, I think that's the worst, and clicking on it, because you might get a kick out of listening to some really bad albums. It's kind of like movies. I feel like you need to hear bad music to appreciate good music, and I feel like you need to watch bad films to appreciate good ones.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, good nominations for that one. And that'll be interesting to see who wins that, because I honestly could not call that one.
No, I've not listened to any of them, but you have a good point. I will go and listen to them. Something I should have mentioned right at the beginning, actually, you will have, I don't know the exact date, but you'll have like 3 or 4 weeks to vote on these. So it's going to be a little while. We will have an next episode that won't be the results. It'll be the next episode after that. Which we discussed earlier, we were meant to be recording on Christmas Day, because that's a Wednesday, but so we will record it at some other point.
Yeah, we won't be recording it on Christmas Day.
Maybe even after Christmas. We'll work it out. Maybe after Christmas or maybe before. So yeah, you'll have plenty of time to listen to these, don't worry.
Hells yeah.
So the next category is Best Single. And we have in here, Bring Me the Horizon, Top 10 Statues That Cried Blood. Don't know if I'm supposed to read that in a weird way because of all the capitals.
No, it's just them trying to be clever with writing it that way.
Yeah, it was actually a massive cipher.
Trying to be cool, man. Hip, down with the kids. I'll write it really weird.
It was a huge cipher. If you took all of the capitals and all of the songs from the album and you made something from it, it said something about a code. It's very cool.
Ah,
yeah,
that's cool. Bring me love puzzles and shit, don't
yeah.
they? Fucking nerds.
Yeah, aren't we all? Cradle of Filth, Malignant Perfection, Daughtry, Pieces, Ice Nine Kills, featuring Chavo, a work of art, Killswitch Engage, Forever Aligned, Knocked Loose, Suffocate, Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine, Spirit Box, Soft Spine, and 3 Days Grace, Mayday. Your nominations there. I couldn't call that one either.
Yeah, there's some really strong singles in there for some really big bands. That's going to be... I couldn't call that one again. I don't know who's going to win that.
Yeah.
That's very cool. But again, if you get a chance to listen, singles are easy. If you want to stick those on and then cast your vote, that would be obviously much easier than listen to a whole album. But yeah, there are some good stuff in there.
Yeah. And do you know what, actually? I wonder if it was for this. Yesterday, I went through all my Spotify and deleted a load of playlists. And some of them were for like last year's entries, like the best singles, best albums.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm wondering if I put them out to the
some.
public to make it easier to listen to them as well. I don't remember. But I will do that. I will make some playlists and stick the links in the Discord to make it easier rather than you going and putting all these albums on or whatever. So yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be interesting. Next category is...
Next category is Best Festival. This is Best Festival for 2024. So don't think about lineups. Think about festivals that have happened in 2024. So we've got pretty much, the big four that we really concentrate on this podcast. We have got Bloodstock, Download, Slam Dunk, and 2000 Trees. So if you attended any of those or there was one of those that stuck out to you, then yeah, give it a vote. Again, it would be interesting to see. I think Download has one every year that we've done that.
Probably.
But we are a Download podcast. But yeah, I mean, if Download wins again next year, they're going to have a tough act to follow to try and beat Bloodstock next year. So yeah, vote for whichever one you enjoyed the most. Doesn't matter if it is Download if they win again, because yeah, if you enjoyed that festival the most, you enjoyed that festival the most. But yeah, I'll be interested for that one as well.
Yes. So yeah, the next category is best live performance, and again, I could only put things that we saw. I wasn't going to choose a random band that we didn't see that I've heard was good. So yeah, so you might think there was other people better than these, but these are the nominations that we've got. So Limp Bizkit, Machine Head, Enter Shikari, Mr. Bungle, Funeral for a Friend, Fear Factory, and Earn.
Nice. That's good. That's great. That is. There's some amazing performances in there.
Yeah.
So again, and I know a lot of people enjoyed a lot of those at Download this year. So I feel like that's going to be another tough one to point out. I'm not sure what I would vote for out of that. So, yeah.
Nah.
Very good.
Cool.
Next one is a new category that we haven't actually had on here before. Obviously, we talk a lot about how good the British music, rock and metal scene is getting, how much we love British bands, how important they are, and how much we should be supporting them, etc. So I thought I would put in a section of best British band. So these will be on the bigger side of bands. We do have a category coming up in a minute to support the smaller bands. But this would be for big British bands that have been touring, released an album, or have done considerable sort of work, in the circuit in 2024. So best British band nominees are Sleep Token, Employed to Serve, Wargasm, and Idols. So again, that will be an interesting battle to see who comes out on top in that one. But they are all British bands that are working their butts off.
Yeah, definitely. Are we supposed to have Best UK Festival 2023 in there?
No, sorry, I don't know why that's in there.
Best Upcoming Band. And again, this was one super late that Simon put in because I hadn't heard many new bands, so I couldn't really comment on any of these. But yeah, I mean, there's some great ones here. I'm going to stop talking.
Again, concentrating on British bands again. So
Yeah.
all British bands, yeah.
Yeah. So we have South of Salem, The Hara, Pest Control, and Raised by Owls. And then we just have one more.
Very good. And so there's best coming band. Fantastic. That'll be really interesting again to see what these bands are doing by this time next year. So we can go, our best British band last year was, The Hara. How are they doing? Are they doing really well? Are they doing really badly? And finally, our last category will not be a votable category. It'll be something that me and Adam are picking. And it will be the Dear Download Rock Icon. I think last year it was Blink 182, which we picked as our rock icon for obviously, considerable consideration towards what they've done in music, what they've done for the scene, how long they've been going, historically and all that sort of stuff. So it will be something within the same vein as that we'll be picking for the rock icon, and we will reveal that to you when we reveal to you all the winners of the Dear Download Awards.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, that'll be it. So
So how many sections is that? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So seven votable categories.
Cool. Yes, and I will get that sorted and up and a link to it from our Discord as soon as I can. Might be a couple of days before I get it done. But yes, you'll be able to vote on all of these, but give some of them a listen first. Don't just go in and blindly pick Bloodstock as best festival or something.
I mean, you can do if you really want to,
Yeah.
but yeah.
In fact, you can't listen to Bloodstock out of Bloodstock. So
You can't listen to just
that didn't make
listen
any
to
sense.
Bloodstock.
It's been busy at work recently. I tell you. Go and listen to them. Go and listen to some of them. There'll be links to some Spotify playlists or something. There'll be links. Don't worry. Don't know where I'm going with this. That's it. That is the conclusion of our part 1 of our nominations of our statues that never cried. whatever. I don't know. That's it. That's the conclusion. You will find out. You can vote something or other. Do you have anything else to talk about before we go?
I don't know. I'm still wondering if you're okay. Your words are not coming out, are they, today?
No.
They're really, your brain and the mouth and the brain are not functioning as one currently.
No.
I think he's too warm, guys. I reckon he's overheating in all these
Overheating.
friggin' layers that he's wearing. He's getting a fever because he's so hot in all of this stuff.
What is it? I think it's trolls in the Discworld world. If you get them too warm, they don't function. They have to be cold to function. Something like that. If you want to stop a troll. Or a golem even. Could be a golem. Golem or a troll. Anyway, I'm not a golem or a troll. I have you know. We got to go. That's it. I think that's it for this episode. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we go?
No, just wanted to say, get your votes in. It'll be fun, and we will reveal them to you in an awesome, amazing show. And I'm very excited. But thanks.
Okay, well, that's it for this episode. But we do have to say a massive thank you to our Patreons before we go. Apologies to them. I didn't give them very much notice. I said to them I'd give them notice about what to change their names to. I did it about 2 hours ago. But I couldn't think of a category. I could not think of a category to get them to change their names to. Something that did come to my mind was, I just spent the day with you. I came up to visit you in Gloucester, and I thought I didn't really get up to enough mischief. I thought putting it to the patrons, like, if you were to be visiting Simon at his house, what would you have done? And then in brackets, Vicky is out of the question. I thought that'd be funny, but it wouldn't really be helpful. It wouldn't help them come up with anything for the names.
Still funny.
Yeah. So I told them to change it to who they think their the most listened to band this year has been. So along a similar line to the awards, and also it would be good for people to guess because we have got the Spotify Wrapped coming out very soon. It'll probably be out before this episode is out. And I always like looking at them. And it's cool looking at the podcast one as well. It tells us how many countries we've been listened to and everything.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you know what? Out of all of the years that the Spotify Wrapped has happened, this is legitimately the year I have listened to so much weird shit. I have no idea what mine are going to be this time. Normally I would have an idea. I'd go, it's Paradise Lost, it's Faith No More, it's, whatever. Cradle of Filth. This year, no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely no idea. So I think I'm actually genuinely excited about my one to just go, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Interesting. I'm certain my top one is going to be Story of the Year after what I said earlier. It's just all I've listened to the last couple of months. But before that, I would have been completely clueless. I spent...
Yeah.
So I've probably said I'm actually walking around at work now. I'm not driving anymore. So I can listen to stuff more often, but I have no idea what I listened to for the first 6 months of the year while I was driving still. I cannot place what I would have had on at all.
Yeah.
So
again, it could be interesting because that might have been the time when you were listening most, which means that those songs and whatever are going to go. And we listened to a lot of stuff for download as well. So I think it all has a sort of effect on our listens. Because I know I get recommended shit and I'm like, why is it recommending me this? And I'm like, oh, okay. Do you know what's happened today, actually?
No, I don't.
A band that I really liked that we you don't. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. A band that I really liked that we listened to for download this year. And I was listening. What was I listening to earlier on? I listened to 3 Days Grace, and then it got recommended something. And then Brutus came on, a band that we reviewed for this year, and I really loved her voice. And their new single came on this evening. I thought it was amazing. So I put it to my liked songs. But yeah, so like bands that we, just listened to like 5 or 6 songs of way back in May.
Yeah.
I'm still getting recommended and I really, really liked it. So yeah, the algorithm is on point, working perfectly.
Yeah. So yeah, it was late notice. People might not